Hi, I'm Leland Melvin of the STS-129 crew. You're watching NASA TV.
Leland from the family.
Good morning, Aki. I'd like to say thank you to my sister and my family for letting us know that we are all family and we're working together as a family, and thanks to my family and also the Mission Control family for keeping us safe.
We're with Atlanta's Commander Charlie Hobaugh, Marine Colonel, Navy Captain Barry Wilmore. Gentlemen, great to see both of you and talk to both of you. And let's start with Commander Hobaugh. It looks like just about everything has gone as smoothly as it can go. You must be pretty pleased with the way things have been going. So what's next?
Hopefully more of the same. It has been going extremely well, and it was great to get to station and get to see our 6 station crew members and start working with them and really get to the business end of why we're up here in the first place. So we're excited for the next days to come.
With no EVA today, we still know that you're jam-packed with transfer duty. So what are the things that you're moving from shuttle to station and station to shuttle today?
Well, there's a myriad of things. We actually got a pretty good jump start on it yesterday. There's a lot of scientific experiments. There's a lot of maintenance and upkeep type of equipment. Just trying to keep station running has been a real joy. There's little things that can go wrong, and of course with every shuttle mission or HTV or ATV that comes up or progress, you always end up getting parts to make it better and keep it running strong. So we've got a variety of that. We've also got some pretty cool science experiments that we've already been able to transfer, and just other habitability things to just keep a smile on our station crew members' face.
Hey, Commander, good morning. This is Bill Harwood at the Johnson Space Center. First of all, congratulations on a very smooth rendezvous. It sure looked great down here. You guys got woken up last night by a false depress alarm on the station. Have the station guys or the ground figured out what caused that? They mentioned MRM2 last night, and I was just wondering if you've gotten an update yet.
Yeah, we did get a little bit of an update. I think they're still trying to get the full comprehensive story together. I think they got a pretty good idea of what happened, but it wasn't really that big of a deal. Luckily, it happened right at the beginning of sleep, so not everybody had gone into total sleep. So it was kind of fun to just get everybody together and say, hey, what's going on? And we went back to sleep, so not a big deal.
I understand false alarms, but they certainly get our attention down here. Well, for Captain Wilmore, you and I are both from the Nashville area, and of course I have family in Cookeville where you went to college, and some friends there were asking me about how your experiences at Tennessee Tech in football. I think you said one time you weren't big, you weren't fast, and you weren't strong, which I got a kick out of. How all that played into what's turned out into a pretty exciting career.
Well, I can tell you those early days playing sports, team sports, really gave me a good foundation to what we're experiencing now. Teamwork, working together. I learned early on that it wasn't about me, it's about the team. One great player on a team does not make a team. You don't win championships with that. So it takes everybody coming together, working together day in and day out with a defined objective and going forward. And I learned that early, and we continue to experience it today.
It's Peter King back in Florida again, and this is a toss-up for either of you. I want to ask you about your crewmate, Randy Bresnik, who's about to become, I think, only the second American to have his wife give birth while he's up flying a mission. Of course, we know that's not too unusual for the military, but it certainly is for space. How is he doing? Is he bouncing off the walls? Can you give us a little report here?
There's been minimal bouncing, maybe a tad bit, but no, he's doing great. He's focused on the mission. Certainly he's keeping in communication with what's taking place back there as far as his daughter that is supposed to be born today. He's excited about that. So are we. It's a great thing to share with him in this environment. He certainly wishes timing could have been better. He'd certainly like to be there for the birth of his daughter. That's just like all of us would feel that way. But timing is what timing is. He's here. and his wife, Rebecca, is there, and he's going to make the best of it. That's just kind of the way he is, his mindset. So he's pressing forward, but he is excited.
Gentlemen, I know the shuttle program has been a sense of pride for many years. Where do you see the program obviously going in these last few remaining launches?
You know, the shuttle is just an amazing vehicle, but you know, every vehicle has its time and its term. We're ready for the next generation when we can get that on board, and in the meantime, you know, we are starting to now close out the build that we planned for station. The next mission that comes up will have another pressurized module and a window to space that's just going to be another amazing addition. But after that, most of the major elements are on board. Then it's just preparing for keeping the station alive for as long as possible. It's gotten a lot bigger since I was here last. My first mission in 2001, we brought up the airlock. My last mission in 2007, we brought up a piece of the truss. And now this whole forward element, the Node 2, Columbus, and Japanese elements, are all new additions, and it's just amazing how much more scientific capability exists and how much more habitable volume there is. It's expansive, it's huge, and 6 people, you can be in, come through here and not even see somebody for a while, and then you'll find one of the crew members, and that's with 12 people on board. So you may think it's crowded, but it's so expansive, it's just vacuous, it's amazing. And we hope to keep the station alive for as long as possible. And the shuttle has helped build this, in addition to our international partners, of course, the Russians, and all the JAXA, CSA, and ESA. It's been an incredible international effort, and the shuttle really played a major part in doing that, and it's an amazing tribute to the machine it is.
Captain Wilmore, I understand this is your first time in space, so we have to know, what's it like being up there for the first time? Is it any different from what you've expected?
You know, I had truly high expectations, very high, and my expectations were set way too low. It's been fantastic. I mean, truly amazing. I've said before, I'll state it for you, that I feel like I am in sensory overload. It is continuous. The launch was just unbelievable. And then starting to get our tools out and robotic arms and starting to put into effect our plan on flight day 2 was just so rewarding. And then the rendezvous and seeing station as a speck grow into this massive, expansive laboratory and workspace was just absolutely fascinating. And a flawless docking by my comrade here, Colonel Hobaugh. It is, you're right, it is teamwork. And then yesterday we went through our first spacewalk, and things just went well. Got way ahead, got some get-ahead tasks done. It's just like I said, it's been sensory overload for me. Just one fantastic, incredible event after another. There's not enough adjectives to describe it, actually.
And Colonel, you've been to the station in the past, but it's probably grown since your last visit. What's it like now as compared to your previous visits to the station? Obviously, it's much bigger, and what are your impressions?
You know, for my first to second flight, I didn't think the internal volume had really changed all that much. It had changed some, but it wasn't really that big of a change. But between my last flight in 2007 and this flight, this whole forward segment, the Node 2 Columbus and the JAXA modules, Japanese elements, have really made the station that much more expansive. It was big before, and it's tremendously large now. So that's a real thrill to see. There's a lot more science capability, a lot more room. It's really good.
Taking a look on board Atlantis now is Mission Specialist Randy Bresnik there on the left and Leland Melvin there in the center of your screen. Begin the process of grabbing on to Express Logistics Carrier number 2. They're going to use the shuttle's robotic arm to latch onto it and begin the process of lifting it up out of Atlantis' payload bay. Eventually it will be handed over to the station's robotic arm, which will then install it on the station's structure.
Oh, how cool is this? Oh my God.
It's real cool, isn't it, Sue?
Oh my gosh.
We all can talk.
My geekiness just went
Oh,
up
that's cool.
72 notches.
I'm in space.
And now the Tom Joyner Morning Show is in space. And we have on the phone right now the astronauts of mission STS-129 aboard Space Shuttle Atlantis. Let's see, I've been instructed to say, let's see. Atlantis, ISS, this is the Tom Joyner Morning Show. How do you hear me? How do you hear me?
Tom Joyner Morning Show, we hear you loud and clear. How us?
Is that cool or what?
That's so cool.
Now, you can follow this interview live at http://www.nasa.gov/NTV. Who am I talking to?
Tom, you're talking to Leland Melvin?
It's Bobby Satcher.
Hello, bruz. How you doing?
This ain't just down the street, man.
Yeah. And there's a huge delay. It's like a 15-second delay. How y'all doing up there?
Yeah, we're doing great today.
Yeah, we had a great day yesterday. Bobby was out on the arm, and I was flying him around on the arm, and we had a great time and got some good work done, and we're looking forward to more work from space.
How fast are you going?
Tom, we're going 17,500 miles per hour. So I wish we could get some frequent flyer miles for this, because we'd be set for life.
Yeah, that's like 5 miles per second.
And you're flying while one of them is holding on at 17 miles per hour? 17,000 miles
You guys
per
were
hour?
stable at that point when you were doing the spacewalk, right?
Well, actually, the station is continuously moving at 17,500 miles per hour, but Leland was flying me so smoothly, it felt like I was sitting still and everything was moving around me. Great sensation. Man's the master.
Their mission was to install an antenna at the space station, which they have done successfully, and they did it in 2 hours.
Yeah, Tom, we were a little ahead of the timeline, and Bobby and Mike were working very efficiently, and Butch and I were flying the arm very efficiently, so everything worked out very, very quickly, and we got some get-ahead tasks done, and it was just a great day.
Takeoff. How cool was that?
It's indescribably awesome. It's you know, next to getting married and having your first kid, I think it's right behind those two. It just incredible.
The answer.
Now, this mission not only has 2 African Americans on board, but they're also doing some experiments that are related to some HBCUs. Can you explain? Can you talk about that, Bobby Satcher and Leland Melvin?
Well, we have something called ABRS. It's an advanced biological research system, and we're looking at growing plants, and we're also looking at different cells. In another experiment, we're activating the cells and terminating the cells to see how cells grow in space.
In honor of Michael Jackson, when you got out there, did you moonwalk?
Wow. He's spinning around now. Oh, wow.
Well, it was kind of hard for Bobby to do a moonwalk when his feet were in the robotic arm, but he can do one now.
We'll try it.
Oh.
Oh, you need to follow this.
Cool.
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, my gosh.
He's the master.
That was great.
Now, you guys get to make your request for music that wakes you up in the morning?
Yeah, what you want? I'm your DJ.
Well, actually, our families give us those songs. But my sister, she submitted Sister Sledge, We Are Family, because we're up here as an international family. We have Russians, Americans, people from Canada, from Belgium, and it's just one big family. So that was a very appropriate song for me today. And our Mission Control family keeps us safe up here, and our extended families that help us get all this stuff done. So it's a big family affair up here.
This is Mission Control Houston. You're taking a look live inside the Columbus Laboratory on board the International Space Station as STS-129 Commander Charlie Hobaugh and Expedition 21 Flight Engineer Jeff Williams work on what's called the HRF. This is the Human Research Facility that resides inside that part of the station. It allows quite a bit of research to be done on the effects of long-duration spaceflight on the human body. There's an ultrasound that is part of that rack. And Williams and Hobaugh are currently swapping out some of the circuit boards on that rack, just basically refreshing them and putting in some new parts.
We can see Nicole Stott, now a shuttle crew member, getting ready to end her long-duration stay from the International Space Station, getting ready to head into the Colbert area so that she can do some exercise on the newest piece of treadmill equipment aboard the International Space Station, that combined operational load-bearing external resistance treadmill, named for comedian Stephen Colbert after he mounted a write-in campaign to name the Tranquility Module after himself, but the Tranquility Module instead chosen for the landing site of the Eagle, the first spacecraft to land on the human spacecraft to land on the moon. She's wearing a specially made harness developed at the Glenn Research Center in Cleveland, Ohio, that is going to allow her to work out more comfortably and therefore put more foot force down as she runs on the treadmill, which should provide more effective exercise as a countermeasure for the long-duration spaceflight effects that happen to the human body. Other crew members doing a variety of activities. Jeff Williams continuing his work to reroute cables and fluid lines to help prepare for the arrival of the next U.S. module for the International Space Station. The Tranquility Module, as previously discussed, is scheduled to launch to the International Space Station on the next space shuttle mission, the STS-130 mission, that is scheduled for launch in February of next year, 2010. Bob Thirsk continuing his work with experiment equipment aboard the International Space Station and having an opportunity to take a look at the situation on one of the laptop computers. Thirsk scheduled to be getting EVA cameras ready for the turnaround so that the spacewalkers can use them again tomorrow. Tomorrow's spacewalk scheduled to include mission specialist Randy Bresnik and Mike Foreman. Those two will camp out in the Quest Airlock Module's equipment lock tonight overnight to acclimate their bodies to the lower pressures that they'll be experiencing in the spacesuits tomorrow.
Well, joining us now from the International Space Station, former Richmond Spider and NASA astronaut Leland Melvin. He is joined by Commander Charlie Hobaugh and Bobby Satcher. Leland, let me start with you. Great to have all of you here on SportsCenter. What part of Earth are you orbiting, and describe what it looks like?
Well, we're in Node 2, and I can't look out of a window right now, but if I had a computer, I could see where we're orbiting. But, you know, I've seen all of the Earth as we've gone by every 90 minutes, and it's just gorgeous. And I can't wait to come over Richmond when they play William & Mary on Saturday, so I hope I can look down and see the game.
Leland, I know you're a big sports fan. How do you get your sports news up there if you're able to?
Well, we do get our news up here. We have our people on the ground send us up email, news of the day, and I haven't had time really to look at much of that since we've been so busy. Yesterday, Bobby was out of the airlock doing his first spacewalk, and I was flying him around on the arm, and we had a very successful day. So maybe tonight I'll get a chance to look at some of the news and see who's winning and who's been traded and who's been fired.
All right, as a highly educated crew, and if you're NFL fans, 4th and 2, your own 28, do you go for it or do you punt?
I think we're kind of divided.
Looks like Leland wanted to go for it, though. He's
no
with
guts,
Bill
no
Belichick.
glory is the way
Guys,
we
one
think
last
of it.
thing.
Yeah. You got to go.
You have to go for it. Guys, what do you miss most about being up there and missing down here on Earth?
Well, it's really tough. You know, for us, we're here on a 11-day mission, and you know, everything is a new experience. Everything is fun. Everything is action-packed. There's always new and great things to see. We also have a long-duration crew of 6 crew members here that have spent a lot more time, and I think even to whether it's expedition crew or shuttle crew that's doing a quick mission, I think there's always interesting things going on. No matter where you're at, you make the best of every situation and every place you're at. And you know, we miss our families and our close friends back home. Yet at the same time, we have a family here and a team that we work with every day. So it's exciting either way. We've enjoyed it both ways.
There are so few African-American astronauts in the program, and this is the second time that we're seeing 2 African-American astronauts up in space at the same time. So the 2 of you are just, you know, fulfilling your goals and dreams. Like, how does it feel to be a part of history and doing that?
Well, you know, it's very exciting to be part of history and, you know, being here with all my brothers here. But, you know, we need more people that look like, you know, Bobby and I, that have not that look like us, but are like us, that have exploration in their minds, determination in their hearts, and want to be people that explore the universe and explore the oceans. And it's not just that we're African Americans, we're people that are interested in science and technology and other things like that. So we need more people at NASA in general that have that same inquisitiveness. And you know, it's an honor to be, you know, one of the few African Americans that have been selected to the program. But I think it's, you know, all the people that are within NASA that make this program so great, and the diversity that we have, you know, in the International Space Station. There are, you know, Russians, Germans, French, people from all nationalities, religions, cultures that make this one family together to explore the cosmos. And I think we all, with that diversity, make this happen.
I was just going to add. There are 5 African-American astronauts in the Corps right now, but there's been many before us. There have been a total of 20. Actually, the current administrator is a former astronaut, Charlie Bolden. And basically, the main message that I try to you know, get to all kids is that really you can do whatever you want, no matter what your background is. Basically, just stay focused, you know, work hard, try to be the best at whatever you're doing, and really anything's possible.
For Leland and Robert, both of you trained as scientists. In the past 15 to 20 years, we've seen a tremendous advancement in the number of women entering the sciences. For example, my daughter's 4th-year medical school class at Georgetown University, dominated by women. What can we do to encourage young, especially African-American and Hispanic men, to take up the sciences as a career field?
Okay. Yeah, I think we just need to encourage kids from an early age to become scientists. And I think what helps with that is them seeing other people, other role models, so that they understand that it's a possibility for them. A lot of the kids that I've met, you know, just don't even think about becoming an astronaut or becoming a doctor or becoming a scientist, just because they haven't seen anybody that does that in their immediate circle of family and friends. So it's really important to encourage kids to think about that as an option.
Yeah, you know, I think a lot of times in school, kids come through, and sometimes their teachers don't direct them or give them the expectation that they can do this. Especially, you know, I've seen a lot of athletes, football players, or people that want to be, you know, musicians or rappers and things like that, and they don't even look at this as a possibility. So I think we need to, as Bobby said, let them see other people like them so that they can then aspire to, you know, be astronauts, doctors, lawyers, whatever their heart's desire. And the other thing is we have to ensure that our kids dream, because if they dream something and then they can find out how to make that dream become a reality, then they can do anything they put their mind to. So it's you know, them being able to see someone like themselves, them being told that they can do it over and over through family, friends, teachers, whoever's required to get that in their head. And also the media. The media has to show things like this that let kids see that they can do this, because we're here. We were, you know, just like them in 5th and 6th grade, wondering what we wanted to be when we grow up. And we had great role models. We had people that kind of led us in the right direction. Sometimes when we weren't going in the right direction, we had hands that helped us get back that way. So it's something that we can all do if we just pull together and make sure our kids see that this is an opportunity.
Okay, for Dr. Satcher, as the first orthopedic surgeon in space, one of the questions and one of the things that we study a lot of on long-term missions, such as the ISS, and you're bringing Nicole Stott back with you, is the loss of muscle mass and loss of bone density, which, of course, ties into osteoporosis. What can we use from the space program to fight osteoporosis in older women?
I've been very impressed by just how well the crew members look who are up here, including Nicole. They've been working out on an exercise device called the Advanced Exercise Device, or ARED. And our commander here is also going to have the opportunity to do that. They also work out on a treadmill, and that helps their cardiovascular system to stay conditioned. So so we're doing a very good job, and all of these advances are very specific towards allowing us to continue with deep space exploration. Now, there are also, of course, just sort of collateral benefits for people on the ground, in that a lot of the medical instrumentation and advanced medical instrumentation that we've developed on the ground to study these things had their origins in studies that were done for NASA and for the space program. So that's another reason why we really ought to continue investing in NASA. It really has paid tremendous dividends for the country.
All right, thank you, Dr. Satcher. Finally, before we go, Leland, I have to ask you, 25 years ago, your senior year, the 4th largest crowd in UR Stadium history. You're being honored tomorrow as the All-UR Stadium team. All right, I'm putting you on the line. The alumni can't come after you. Who's going to win the game?
Well, I've got my lucky Spider hat on now, so with this on, I think the Spiders have to be victorious.
Okay, the day was started out with ELC-2 grapple, getting ready for tomorrow's ELC-2 install. Comrade and I were moving the arm in an OCAS, pretty simple maneuver, got it there pretty quickly, and got the day started off right. Today was pretty much a transfer day, and kind of relaxed from yesterday's great EVA-1, getting ready for EVA-2. We also had some payload activity. Here's Scorch and I installing filters into the ABR system. That's one of the mid-deck payloads that we took up, and we're going to transfer that over to the station today to do some plant growth. And here's Bob Thirsk and I removing the launch bolts from the ABRS and about to transfer it over. Here's Bobby in the gym working on the gym robotic arm. He's sitting here working at the robotics workstation, looking at the SSC. We have some great views out of the gym windows, the 2 windows there, the forward and the aft window. Just amazing, amazing views. Bobby is a robotics expert here. He's working the PCS and getting ready to move the arm. So he's working on getting it back to the stowed position after doing the Lee lubing. And there's the gym arm out the out the dim window. It's beautiful. Bobby's becoming the lead master after all of this work. Again, it was a pretty relaxing day, getting our batteries recharged for another fun-filled day tomorrow. Here's Nicole acting as Bobby's, I guess, J2, while he's working the arm, getting it back to its position. Here we're transferring EMUs out of storage in Columbus back to the airlock. So here is Randy's EMU. Make sure we don't bump into anything, anyone, and rip off any computers for the robotics workstation or take anyone out. Making the turn into the airlock, and they're going to get it attached and ready to go for tomorrow's EVA. Now they're securing it in the ETA.
Sound going.
Light goes off. All right, and then switch system power on the right side.
This is the HRF. Scorch replaced some of the boards, and they're now checking it out to make sure that everything's working properly.
Yep. Lights out. Okay, then the drawers C, D, and G.
So you want to break it down or leave it out?
You know, I really want to leave it up. I'll put the scan head away just because it worked, but let's leave it until we hear from them, because it's not a huge pain to put this thing together.
Got it working?
Yay, good job, you guys.
It's fixed. All right, great.
Okay, here's Mike in the airlock getting things prepared for EVA-2. Here's Comrade. They're putting anti-fog in their helmet. Here's our illustrious commander getting ready to do some menial transfer, in charge of transfer, so I'm in charge of Scorch right now. Kind of a circuitous path to get down to the shuttle, going through PMA-1 and from Node 2. It's going to make a 90-degree turn, and then we head into the shuttle. This was a PAO event with ESPN and a couple of other stations, and Jeff's trying to get someone to throw a football in, mouthing it to one of the cameramen. This is how we play football in space. I'm sorry. No, this is Comrade doing a little transfer, the RFTA. He's taking it up into the top of the JLP. He's going to do a Superman move now. Football in space.
You're the duck.
Why?
Good evening, Houston.
George.
Good evening, Houston. Good evening, Houston. Good evening, Houston.
And that ends our flight day highlights, but I just want to say thank everyone on the ground for getting us ready and keeping us safe. And we had an off day today, but we're gearing back up tomorrow for a good day, and we'll be ready. All right, over and out.
Hey, Leland, I don't know about an off day. It looks like you guys were working pretty hard today. Nice job with all the ARM ops to you and the whole ARM team. Thanks for sharing those beautiful views out the window with us and letting us have a behind-the-scenes look at everything you guys are doing up there on Space Station. You're doing a great job. It looks like you're having a lot of fun. We enjoyed Randy's Superman and the football game as well. But it's been great working with you, and we'll look forward to another day tomorrow.
Megan, thank you for all your dedicated work. We'll talk to you tomorrow.